Hi traders, welcome back to another YouTube video. So yeah, I'm having a really bad food poisoning right now. Vomited a few times, went into the toilet to diarrhea for a few times as well, but I guess it's commitment, right? I just noticed that it's been a while since I uploaded any YouTube video, and since I've taken a few really nice setups this week, I was thinking, why not just record the video before I go to bed, right? It's commitment, right? Passion. So if you look at the overall, or the entire watch list, you can see is the 1%ers Trade Club community watch list. These are the pairs that we trade. This week we took about, we call about 6 to 8 setups inside the community, and majority of them were all winner. Not trying to say that we are going to have this performance every week, but this week was spectacular. One of the new members just joined this week. I think it was on Monday, and he signed up for a half-year subscription. It's about $500 plus. And on the first day of his joining, he actually made all the money back. And this week, I believe he secured a little bit over $2,000. Right? So not to brag about this, but just to tell all of you that yes, we do have a legit community that we run. I run fully owned by myself and my wife, and yeah, something that you should consider if you're struggling to achieve consistency. So the first position of the week was actually gold. I really love doing all these recaps because I realize I receive a lot of good feedback from you all. Again, thanks for all your support. If you like the video, please don't forget to like and subscribe. And thanks for all the support, and you all are the one that made everything possible. So the main reason why I was looking to sell gold was pretty simple. So some of the simple thought process that I had was the double top failure at 2078, massive sell-off, pullback, and all of you, I want you to pay attention to that 2060 area, 2057 to 2060 area. So here we have price failed to go back to high, dropped, because that absolute high was all the way at 2080, I think. Sorry, 2149. Sorry, it was my mistake. Then we started forming lower high at 2088, another lower high 2075, more lower high at 2058. So ever since that, the market created this failure around 2057, 2058. That was when inside our community we talked about potential sell to the downside. And yeah, that's what we call a TPF pattern inside our community. We call it trend pullback failure pattern. Then price drop aggressively, completely just within our game plan, within our setups breakdown videos. And when price pulled back into the 2038, we basically just shorted back into the market. I went into the short a little bit more aggressive. Some of the members were able to capture this pullback, continuation to the downside. So pretty solid. So the first trade was basically just trading the TPF, trend pullback failure, and also trading the continuation to the downside. But obviously, that's one thing that I reminded my community, because a lot of them actually went short together with me. And I told them, please pay attention to 2014 to 2015, because overall, we still have to understand gold is still on a long-term uptrend, right? See the weekly, we're still on an uptrend. So there is always a possibility where price will just bounce off this significant support, then push to the upside. And that was exactly what the market did. If we did not close the position on time, it would have been a loss. I closed out the trade early because again, I'm traveling right now, and I'm in Paris right now, so I wasn't able to just sit in front and babysit the position. So I was happy to close it for 5.49R, and some of them even hold it all the way down to 2015. So a pretty solid position. Second trade of the week was actually Euro Yen. So Euro Yen was a rather it's not really, the quality wasn't really high, have to admit this, but the thesis was pretty much similar based on a multiple failure. Here we have a massive rollover. If you don't know what's a rollover, it's basically just price trying to push higher, failed, boom, eventually push and reverse back to the downside. That's what we call a rollover pattern. It's something that we trade very often inside the trade club. Then price proceed on forming a low high. That's what we call a multiple failure at 160.20. When price formed that multiple failure, that was when we were looking to capture the short to the downside. So it was pretty solid as well. Although we can see I got out for break even because my price position was bad. Price position basically means my entry price wasn't as good. So I was happy to just close the trade out for break even. I think two of our members actually shorted at 159.80 as per our game plan and take this all the way down. Let me just scroll up to our chat group this week. You can see that this was on 5th of February. 6, 5th to 6. Right. So let me try to find conversation with all of you. Yep, you see. One of our members was able to short it all the way down. Look at this. I'm not sure if any of you can see this. One of our members called Atlas, he was able to capture the sell, the exact trade that we're looking at the screen right now. He was able to capture the short all the way down. And yeah, we also have another member, you see, closed out dollar yen for 4.4R. Pretty solid. I never made up all these. Inside our trade club is pretty happening. And yeah, and again, the same member was able to capture another pound Aussie short. I'll talk about that setup later on. I shorted Euro Aussie. He was able to long the pound Aussie to the upside for about 5R. So really killing it. Happy to see all the members are getting really positive result, positive feedback. So it basically dropped all the way down. So we're correct about the thesis, although I was break even, but that leads to another position. All right. Our another position was actually Euro Aussie. All right. I shorted Euro Aussie. Similar thesis again. Price have that key high, or what we call the extreme high, right there at 170.42. Started the formula high, showing signs of failure. That's what we call a high time frame TPF. Sort of like a head and shoulder pattern, but we created a version, our own version inside our trade club. So it's pretty good. Reverse all the way down, break of structure under the 164.25. Intention was clear. We were looking for further sell to the downside. If you look at the 4 hour, one thing I want all of you to notice is you see we have a high here at 166.20. Then we proceed on forming a low high or multiple failure at 165.67. That was when it caught my attention. Yeah, we were looking for a sell to the downside. So it's pretty simple. You can see on the low time frame, this setup was actually just a break and retest. We call it a BNR inside our trade club. Massive sell, pullback, continuation to the downside. Pretty simple. You can sort of match it with the fib as well. We don't really use the fib, but you can see that it matches between the 0.5 to 0.618 fib. Really a perfect trade, push to the downside. I closed it early for 2.28 arm. And today, again, before we jump into dollar yen before we jump into dollar yen, I'll just talk about the two trade that I took on Euro Aussie. The first one was 2.28R yesterday. Today, I was able to get a re-entry on another pullback. See resistance over here, resistance over here. Get another pullback entry at 165.10. Was able to trade this. The MFE on this one, if you don't know what's an MFE, the maximum favorable excursion on this trade was about 1.94R, which in terms of P&L, it was about $5.5 thousand. At one point, I was up $5.5 thousand, but again, most of you, as I mentioned early in the video, I wasn't feeling well, so I went for a quick nap, about half an hour nap, just to see price reverse back up. When I went to nap, price was actually down here. I was pretty confident it was going to hit my TP. My TP was actually just down there for another Probably less than 10 pips. Yeah, about 9 to 10 pips. I was pretty confident that it's going to drop, but guess what? It just reversed out of nowhere. Yeah, this is market. Welcome to the probability world. Welcome to the uncertain world. Nothing is guaranteed. Reverse all the way back. Tap my chill stops. I decided to not really a chill stops. I decided to just close the position manually, as I felt like it wasn't healthy at all. Right, the way that price dropped significantly. If it was strong, it would have done this. Right, just tell all of you a different scenario. If the market was strong, it would have done a break and a retest, a push to the downside. But the fact that it created such a bullish candle, such a massive win candle here, if you look at the 2 minute, massive candle reverse back up, starting to hold above that 165.90 high, 165.09 high, then yeah, another winning trade. Secured about $1,000 in profit, small profit, but it is what it is. When it comes to trading, a lot of people tend to say, as a good trader, you shouldn't give back your profit. My thinking process has been different since day one. I always tell my trade club members, or my students, or my mentees, the only way you can make good, really big runner, like the kind of occasional 5 to 10 to 15 hour trade, is to be willing, is to have the courage to give back profit, is to be prepared that you will not be exceeding at the perfect tip every single time. If you're approaching the market with the mindset of, oh, I want to exit at the perfect timing, let's say this trade run for 5 hours, I shouldn't let it reverse back to 2 hours, and guess what? We are not the market wizard, and we definitely can't predict when the market will turn. Sometimes we have a clear SNR levels. Price didn't reach the SNR level, and it starts reversing just like this one. It was sort of out of nowhere for me. We didn't quite make it to the low at 164.67, start reversing. Guess what? My job at that point is to make quick decision and say, should I hold it or should I cut it? All right. I don't like things like trail scale out, something like that. I don't like to scale out. Trail stops is fine, but I don't like the concept of scaling out when you feel like something is being uncertain. You might as well just close full position and find new opportunity in the market. And that's what I did. Was able to show good example. Close the trade for 0.37R, about $1,000. And that goes, we have quite a good week. And the final trade, we talk about 4 positions. The final trade of the week was actually dollar yen. Not really final one. I took it on Monday, held it into Tuesday, and got out for break even just to see price drop all the way down for 4.5R. But guess what? That's the reality of trading. You're not going to be perfect every single time. I have to rush a little bit to feel like vomiting already. So yeah, so basically just equal high rejection, multiple failure at 148.70. We always try to keep our approach really, really clean. Our main trigger was actually seeing that, you see, high, again, reject the 148, false break, come all the way back, pull back into this area. That's when I took the sell. I held it, as you all can see, my entry timing was around Monday 18:30, which is Monday 6:30 p.m. Held it into Tuesday 10:45 a.m. I decided to cut the position because if I put on the replay, I really didn't like the way that price pushed up. And again, as what I say, my job was to make quick decision, and I decided to close it just to see price drop all the way down. But guess what? It is what it is. It could have been a 4.5R trade, but yeah, I'm happy that I made the decision quick, cut it early. Although it should have been a winner, but discipline goes first. So that's pretty much it for the week. So total R about 8.14 in terms of P&L should be 20 plus. I don't like to constantly prove my P&L anymore. Really annoying. So that's it for the video. If you like the video, please don't forget to like, share, subscribe. Hope all of you learned something new. And I need to go to the washroom. Take care. Bye-bye.